Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Artisan call. You really can't do a call alone, so let me bring up Christoph here. Hey, Christoph.
Hello, Freak, and
Hey.
hello, everybody else. We are
Yes, indeed. After a
back for
refreshing
good.
holiday, I don't know for good, Christoph. I'm going to take another holiday probably next year somewhere. So I don't think
Okay,
it's for
okay.
good, but I applaud your enthusiasm.
But at least it feels being for me. It feels like being back again after some
Yeah.
a few vacation which I had in the last month, and now I'm really back for good for me. Back at
Yeah.
work, back for a new project, and full of energy. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but I know what you mean, of course.
In that meaning, you're totally right. And also, I also have like the same thing. Like in the end of August, beginning of September, I had some holiday here and there, and then you do a little bit of work like in between, but you're not at cruising speed, you know. And now there's
Yeah.
no holiday in sight, so now you can just go at it again. Yeah,
For
I
me,
got
also
that joke.
feels like summer is also special. I'm not sure if it's the same with you, but I think also employees of you having to go on vacation and maybe clients too. So I guess work is maybe a little bit less than the other times of the year. For me, it's for sure because I think I try to work a little bit less in the summer if I can, just to be more outside and more flexible on what I do and when I do. And I think mostly in the winter I work a little bit more.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, for me, I also try to work a little bit less in the holidays because yeah, the kids are home then, and I want to spend some time with them as well. But for yeah, work with Spasi, it's a little bit different. I think yeah, we're not doing alone client work, but we for the testing course, for instance, we
Yeah,
try
for sure.
to make that ready for Laracon, and that's then yeah a deadline the 1st of September. So then you really start still doing stuff in the summer as well. But I get what you mean. When Spasi was still only doing clients, it was indeed a little bit less. And yeah, I think you have like a same period like in December or something. The two
Yeah,
last weeks of December, or maybe the 3 last weeks of December. That's also some downtime, right?
that's true. Yeah, which I also had in my last companies. Like the weeks before Christmas are always crazy here for everyone in Austria, and you don't work that much anymore. I think you have maybe some new deals are coming in where clients want to get rid of some money before the end of the year, so you still have those occasions, but yeah, much less meetings, less works, conferences as well. So I think also interesting would be talking about what it's like those different times regarding products. Because now that I thought about it, I think in my head I have this feeling that if I want to release a new product, for me, it would be like, and the best month would be maybe after summer in fall, maybe like September, October, November. Then maybe after the years, or maybe something like February, March, April, maybe even May. But in the summer, if I can choose, I think I wouldn't release something. Of course, it's different on what your plan are, what other things you have, but that's out of my head what I would say. Do you also have something similar in your head? Because I think you just released. I think it still in August? Yeah, I think 2 weeks back, or was it beginning of September?
We released the testing course the 1st of September, and our
Okay.
deadline there was really Laracon online because there's like a lot of
Oh yeah,
people online there. That was really what we were thinking. But I also think that releasing something in the summer without hanging to a big event or something, it might be hard, yeah, because the people that make a decision of actually buying something, they might be on holiday. Even
yeah.
employees are working, maybe bosses are on holiday. So I think generally speaking, releasing something in the summer is kind of hard, and you should avoid it, I think.
Yeah, I think it was also the same when we still had our band then I think as a musician, especially 10 years ago, there was like, yeah, only two periods where you would release an album. And mostly it would be, I think most bands did maybe something like March, April, things like that, or maybe after the summer, but for sure not in the summer. And I think it's also the same with concerts. You mostly don't have too much in the summer besides the festivals, of course. But if go people on tour, maybe it's more March, April, May, those periods of the year. So I think maybe I still have this from the old band days. Of course, I think it's now totally different with everything being online. And also during COVID, I saw a lot of bands releasing a lot of albums, maybe even one or two a year. So I think those rules are maybe not as strict as we had them maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's certainly evolved a lot in the during 10 years. Yeah, if we speak about bands, I think that will never go back. It used to be like when do you release? It's kind of important, and also like how and are we doing downloads or doing vinyl? But I think everybody wants to stream now, so that already is like a major difference. I think. Although a couple of my buddies are still very religious about everything should be either on vinyl or cassette, and streaming. No, let's not do that because that isn't the same. I still have a couple of buddies around like that.
Yeah, it's also different as a musician. Streaming was I think for most of the bands, it was a really bad idea, just money-wise, because you lose just so much more money when people are only streaming, because I'm not sure how much it is, but the bands only get really a fraction of what's being earned through the streaming money. So from what I've heard, only like 10%, like Taylor Swift and those artists, of course, make a lot of money through streaming as well, just because of the audience. But if you're a small band, I don't think you can make any money. And most money you did was through merchandise, not only T-shirts, but also albums on your concerts. So that was the main income for us for many years back then. I'm also sure this has changed a little bit. But yeah, I think with streaming, I think it's harder now for bands nowadays than back then. What do you think?
Yeah, certainly if they want to make a little bit of money, there's also so much competition right now, because everybody can just put things online. And also, and this is both a blessing and a curse, I think. It's become much easier to record something really well. So there's like a higher expectation from an audience. Other bands sound good as well. As a music lover, you can't really hate this, of course. But as a band who wants to make a difference, that can be a little bit harder.
Yeah, so that's also crazy when you think about 10 years ago, when you want to record an album, you had to go to a real studio, and there weren't that many, and you have to pay a lot of money for, you pay per days. And then you have to be very fast to record your record, because the more days you take, the more you have to pay. So I still remember those times. And nowadays, you probably can do everything in this room, for example, or where you have your little studio. Of course, there are still differences to bigger studios, but I think most you can do at home, right?
Yeah, for smallish demos, and even more than demos, actual releases. You can sure do a lot of things at home. Yeah, look at the microphone we're both having, Christoph. That is like studio grade equipment here. I think 10 years ago, I'll speak for myself. I certainly didn't have the money to just buy something as excellent as this. And if I think like 20, 30 years ago, when I was still recording on a 4-track, this was really impossible to do,
Yeah. So times has changed a lot. And also, not sure if you're a little bit familiar with Billie Eilish and how she recorded her album.
At home with her brother, I think.
At home with her brother.
Yeah.
Her brother is also a very good musician, and they both together created this yeah, amazing, unique sound just at home in this little room, just with a computer, some effects, and a lot of love while making this. And yeah, I think it's impressive what you can do nowadays.
Yeah, indeed. I started recording stuff myself these past 2 years, like in this room. I recorded some stuff, I think 10 or 15 years ago as well, and yeah, there has been changed so much. You used to have like a really good computer. Now all computers are
Yeah.
basically really good computers to do this. Like the software has also made milestones. I'm using Ableton myself, which is one of the big audio stations. And yeah, do you want to do 30 tracks and 15 guitars and 15 synthesizers? No problem, just do that. It's basically your fantasy and your imagination is really the only thing that stops you from
Yeah.
making something. It's not the hardware or the software anymore. I actually bought some new hardware yesterday evening.
Oh,
I haven't told this to anyone yet. I think
okay. What is it?
so.
Do you want to tell or?
Yeah, sure. It are a couple of things, but it's really music nerdy stuff. So I actually ordered an analog synthesizer.
Okay.
So this is like not a software one like I have in Ableton. You have like thousands of there, but I ordered a Behringer Model D, and this is basically like a little one with lots of little knobs and you can also just use patch cables to connect some stuff. And yeah, from the movies that I saw about it, you can really produce very, very nice sounds with that. And
No.
the second thing that I bought are a couple of effect pedals, a very cool reverb, um, the Walrus Slow, it's called. I think it's a Nordic company, and it produces reverbs. But those reverbs, they mutate a little bit and they give it a very dreamy feel. And so I think,
Perfect for your kind of music, or?
yeah, indeed. I like having those low keys and dreamy kind of things. And I'm going to combine the synthesizer with the effect. And I also bought another effect to see, what you can do with that. And yeah, this is all not too expensive, and I can just all do it here from my home. It's crazy nice actually. Yeah. Do you have
And
some plans to record some music yourself, Christoph? Maybe not at home, but
no, actually, I haven't in many years now
yeah,
recorded anything. I'm just trying to play a little bit
yeah.
a few times a week, just just for fun, and so that I still know how it goes. And I always thought about also recording some stuff, but yeah, I didn't have the motivation or time to do this. I only have, if I have some idea for a song, it's not like I've ever written a whole song, but if I have idea for a nice riff or something on the guitar, then I take my phone and record it a little bit. And I think I have like 50 tracks from the
Oh
last
wow.
15 years where I always record something, but I'm not the type of person who then produces a whole song or something. I just enjoy the moment, and maybe I'll need it at some point. But yeah,
Maybe you should send me over some so I can just yeah do something with those. Just mutate a little bit.
we could try, but they are very like drafts and very.
Oh, no problem. If you're feeling comfortable with that, it'll come out unrecognizable, probably.
Okay.
I'll
Okay,
tell.
let me see afterwards if I have one or two to send you over and
Cool.
get your opinion.
I actually have like a song that I've made, I think half a year ago, where there is a sample of Taylor Otwell in there, but
Oh, really?
it's barely recognizable. I'll share it with you after the stream. You
Does he
can't.
know it?
He doesn't even know it, no. And I think if you know it, then you maybe could could hear it because of the low voice a little bit. But if you don't
Hmm.
know it, you'll never recognize it because it's way down in a mix. There are like hundreds of effects on there,
Yeah.
and it is not that that song is an ode to Taylor or something. I'll tell you how I got that to use that little sample. So I was making something, and then as usual when I create some songs, I'm not a good singer, so I Google a little bit for some samples of voices or sounds where I can do something with. And just when I was Googling, I saw Taylor tweeting like a test of his new microphone. He was saying something silly like,
Ah,
"I'm
yeah.
Taylor Otwell and I really suck at Rocket League," or something like that. Then okay, that's funny. Let's try to do something with
Hmm.
that. But yeah, you can't recognize it anymore. But yeah, that's a nice tidbit to know.
Is this one online available? Can I
I
check this song somewhere?
I think it's online. I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's somewhere on my SoundCloud, but I upload stuff to my SoundCloud without the title, so I have to listen. Like, is this
Yeah.
the one? But I'll send
Correct
you I'll
one.
send you a copy after this.
And do you plan to record a full album, or are you just having fun with the new stuff, or what's your plan?
Well, the plan is that there is no plan,
Which is also a good plan, yeah.
which is indeed also a good plan. I'm just enjoying myself and just seeing what comes out. And I think 2 years ago, I released like three smallish albums with music I recorded like 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, I did more or less the same. I recorded about like 100 songs, and I think
Oh
15 of
wow.
them were pretty
Mhm.
good. And so I let time gestate a little bit, and I pick, oh yeah, these ones are nice, and then I can release them. So basically, maybe I'm now recording stuff that I'll release in 10 years, something like that. Yeah,
Building your music legacy.
yeah. But some of these things are also donated to the band that I'm playing in. So
Hmm.
with that band, we also record some stuff in our rehearsal room. It's basically a fully equipped recording studio where
Oh,
we
nice. Yeah.
where we record, so we can't just record anything. And sometimes I go to the rehearsal room and let the others hear, like, look, do you think that this is something? Maybe I'll keep it for myself, but if you're interested, we can also work a little bit together on it. And most of the times they say, oh yeah, let's do something with this. Just for instance, I've programmed maybe some drums with my MIDI keyboard. Let's do a real drum on it, and then our drummer
Hmm.
drums a real part, and it's stuff like that. It's very very fun actually to do.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah.
Hmm.
And we also need those hobbies next to coding, right?
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Yeah, and for me, I started with that hobby. No, I started a little bit before COVID, but it actually, yeah, helped that there was like a lot of time in the home that I
Hmm.
couldn't do anything else, and I thought, okay, I got this equipment here. Let's start doing this again. As yeah, sometimes, like you said, you need a little bit of a break from coding. You can't,
Yeah, for sure.
or I certainly can't do that all of the time.
Yeah.
What is your favorite break, Christoph? Or what has
Sorry,
it
my
been?
favorite.
Your favorite break from coding? Like
Oh yeah, for me definitely it's sports.
yeah, the bouldering probably.
Yeah, bouldering, running, cycling,
Yeah,
whatever there is going out. I think that's for me the best contrast to just sitting here and looking at my desk going out and yeah, do some physical work,
yeah.
which yeah, just feels really good to turn off my brain and focus on different things. So
Hmm.
it has always been sports for me. So since the beginning. So
Yeah, that's I think a very very nice thing to have. I think.
yeah, I remember. Haven't you started cycling at some point? the last year or?
Not started. I cycle sometimes, but not regularly. I would say maybe like once big bike ride a month or so.
Okay, yeah.
When I bike from one city to another one, basically it's
Oh yeah, cool.
like so 50 to
longer
100.
trips.
Yeah. I really like that.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot. Cool.
Yeah. I should do it some more, actually. Do you cycle yourself a lot, Christoph? Do you live in like a hilly area or?
Yeah, so right next to where I am, we have some little hills, which are perfect for hiking, but also for mountain biking.
Yeah.
And that's what we do during the summer mostly. Actually, this summer, I think we did it the most. So we don't do it like multiple times a week, but I think this summer we did like 20 little tours, which was already a lot compared to the other years. And yeah, for me, I love going the hills and mountains up and down. That's what I enjoy. So being on a bike only on the street was never interesting to me. I know a lot of people love it, especially because of the distance that you can make and the speed. But I think for me, it's more interesting being in the woods.
Yeah. It's more of the feeling of being in nature, probably.
Yeah,
that you're
I think
there.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I don't like cars, so
Yeah. Okay.
maybe that's also one point.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. At our little Laracon, or Laracation, I should say, we didn't cycle there a lot, I think. But can you count like sailing as a sport there?
I think, yeah, when you count like something like Formula One as a sport, so why not sailing?
Yeah. So we sported a nice little bit on our Laracation.
Yeah. Also, the environment was really nice. The water. So yeah, for sure, this was a very special moment, and I thought a little bit about why always those boats trip are so special, because I think in my life I can remember maybe 4 or 5 boat trip. We were maybe a little bit similar to what we did. So for all the others who didn't know what we did, we had a little sailing trip cruise in Lisbon with a local guide who has a boat, and we were just the 6th or 7th of us on the boat. So quite a small boat, but also not too small. So actually, it wasn't that small, right?
No,
but it was small enough so that we could book it ourselves. So we just had it for our own, and we had like a cruise for a few hours. And yeah, it was really nice. And I think being in the water in a boat, especially if you're not used to doing that, it's something which I really enjoy.
Yeah, I was thinking also about it because, yeah, you said you didn't like cars, and then you're like in an environment where you just don't hear any cars. You're just afloat by yourself, not too much noise, and that's what also makes it a little bit magical, I think. But of course, yeah, it wasn't really silent because I think it was you who put up the song.
Yeah, I already had this in my mind when we went on the boat.
Wow.
Or someone else was mentioning it. Not sure if the others know it, but there is this song. What's the name? I think it's just "I'm on a boat."
Yeah, and the lyrics
kind of
the lyrics are "I'm on a motherfucking boat."
Yeah, exactly. And it's like making fun of all the rappers and famous celebrities being on a boat and having their super iconic scenes, and this song is just making fun of all those, and it is super fun. But still, some way we still felt a little bit like those celebrities on the boat.
Yeah, I think so too. I wasn't thinking like, oh man, there are rappers that do a lot of bragging. I was really thinking, I'm on a motherfucking boat.
Now I am one of those. Yeah, now I belong to them. Yeah. That was really special, and I want to do some more boat trip in my life, I think. Have you ever slept on a boat?
A lot of times actually.
Okay.
But I go to a music festival every year in Barcelona, and we rent a boat to sleep on every time. And this sounds like very like I'm bragging, like I'm on a motherfucking boat. but this is actually cheaper than renting an hotel. So
Okay,
it's
so it's more
basically
of those fixed boats at the harbor.
yeah,
So
indeed,
yeah,
yeah. So
okay,
you're not feeling all the waves or something, but a little
yeah,
bit, yeah.
yeah, but still special and not something that you have every day.
Hmm.
But did you ever some kind of few days cruise on the ocean or something like that?
No, I've never done that. You?
No, I haven't. So for me, I think a 1 day boat trip would be enough. Also, I don't like being on the sea without seeing land. So
Ah,
that's
yeah, okay.
not something that I would enjoy. So staying closer to the coast and seeing the land is something that I more enjoy than being on the ocean and you don't see which way to go. So somehow this scares me a little bit.
Hmm.
That's not a place that I want to be for too long.
Okay, you want
It's
to?
like in an airplane. It's also what I not enjoy being up there with no way out. That's
Yeah,
not something for me. No.
yeah. You want to stay connected to the land, to everybody, where it's
Yeah,
like safe. Okay.
I would say I'm more grounded. Yeah.
Yeah, grounded. Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it. Yeah, I think I don't know if it was on the Larrication or not, but we were talking a little bit about, there is like this PHP conference. I think it's called PHP Cruise even, which is a conference on a cruise, and we were talking about, couldn't we do that for a Laravel? Have like a Laracon on a cruise somewhere? Which sounded to
Yeah.
me like a very nice idea, but I guess this is like a horrible idea for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe if the boat is big enough, maybe then that's better. For
Yeah.
me, also, if the airplane is bigger, it's also better. So if I go to America, mostly the airplanes are much bigger than the smaller ones, and this already feels better. So maybe it would be a little bit better on a very big cruise ship, but it's definitely not something that I had like on my list doing a big cruise with thousands of other people on the boat. But maybe it would be different for a conference like a location conference on a cruise. Maybe this could be nice. Yeah. So I imagine all those different rooms where you have different talks, and in between the talks, people go up to the pool, and maybe in the evening there are different parties you can go. So
Here's a
it could
good
be fun for sure.
here's a good comment by Mohammed. So I think if the conference is on a boat, everybody will skip all the talks. Yeah, there's a point in that indeed.
There's a point, but yeah, in the end, I always say conferences are not about the talks, or maybe just half about the talks and half about seeing the others. So I think I wouldn't mind. Maybe we
And
should just do a boat trip without the talks.
well, here's another comment by Mohammed. A very nice idea. You should make a boat trip in the Red Sea. So maybe
Oh
we
yeah,
can do like a Larrication in Egypt. That could also be very fun.
yeah. Maybe we should go next time to where Mohammed is, or
Yeah.
maybe better where he was at the sea. So this will
Or,
also be very nice.
or here we have another comment by Bobby. Maybe just a cruise with an evening hackathon. I don't know, Bobby. In the evening, I want to sit like outside, sip of a little bit of the cocktail and talking to people. So,
Yeah, I think it could be difficult to bring both of those situations together. People at pool and maybe having some drinks, but then also having like hackathons and conferences. So I think there's a good reason why most conferences don't have alcohol, maybe till the early evening, because I think it wouldn't fit. And I'm not sure who it was. I think it was maybe Nuno and Marcel. I think they went to a conference, I think somewhere in East Europe, where they had like beer from the beginning of the day, and they said it escalated very, very fast.
yeah, I have encountered that also before, like in a
Oh,
conference
okay.
somewhere in Eastern Europe, where like you get like a swag bag normally with some stickers and stuff. Well, in that swag bag there was a beer glass, which you can got some beer. Yeah, just really a little bit different. Maybe a small cultural difference there.
was already a good sign for the motive of the conference.
Yeah, indeed. Still, a lot of people went to the talks, but yeah,
Okay, that's
you
good.
could you
Yeah.
could you could see that there was a little bit of an influence there with that habit.
Yeah, but I really like the idea of thinking outside the box with conferences, for example, not doing what we are used to. I also know there was one conference in Austria some years ago, which was somewhere in the Alps connected to skiing. So you were like one day skiing, one time the conference and talks, which I also think is nice. So yeah, I think it's very refreshing having different kind of conferences. And for me, it looks like that America has a lot more of them than us.
Some of those special ones, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also maybe combined with golfing,
yeah.
something that Eric Barnes would do, or with a ship, or I think what's the name of the other one? Eric Barnes. Is there another Eric who's been organizing a conference in the US?
Probably.
What's his name again? Okay, I can't remember right now. But there's one big guy in PHP, which also organizing, I think, a few conferences in PHP and in the US, and I think they also have some little bit more special ones.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know that there's also one organized in Holland. It has a special name, but I can't remember it. It's organized by Stefan Koopmanschap, I think, Scoop on Twitter, and it's excuse me. It is not really a conference, but more of a boot camp. So you go with like 50 people. You go sit on an island and you work on little small projects that you can decide of for yourself as a group, and you basically live as a group for like a week on that island. That seemed very nice as well.
Yeah, true.
So here's another one that Adrian is mentioning: Alpine Jay's fishing camp. Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Caleb would be into this.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think a
First,
lot.
second.
So first fishing, then guitar playing lessons, and then alpine, something like that.
Yeah, and then some fire at the end of the day
Yep.
with some camping. Yeah, I think this could be a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah, maybe something like camping and the conference together would be cool too.
Yeah.
So we've
indeed.
been in Croatia 2 weeks back for a few days, and what we did the first time was glamping. Do you know what
Ah,
this is?
yes. I've done this myself. I think for the first time 2 years ago or something. But you can explain.
Yeah, for the people that don't know, glamping is like camping just with a G, and it's just a more luxury version of camping where you have like more of a real bed and maybe a toilet attached to your tent. So you still have some kind of tent. I also think that's different where you are, but it's yeah, that's a little bit more comfortable, and your wife will be a little bit more happy and will probably join you if you do this. So, and this was really nice. And I think the cool thing about this, it still feels like you're in a tent, like you're some kind of camping. And also with those places, mostly they're very close to a lake or a sea. In our case, it was the sea, which was like
Wow.
100 meters from our tent. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Could you still hear it from your tent that you hear
Yeah,
the
for sure.
waves?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it
Yeah.
was a very big place with like hundreds of those tents. So yeah, but really nice. Yeah, I think we're going to do this again next year, maybe.
Yeah. Nice. 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 I think also that glamping it stands, I think, for glamorous camping. I think that's where
Yeah,
the G
this would
comes
make
from.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
glamorous.
Yeah. Which I
Good
which I
point. Good
thought was
point.
like a funny abbreviation.
Yeah,
How long did you stay there, Christoph? Like a week or something?
3 nights.
Ah, yeah, yeah, nice. Yeah, and
And you've done that too?
I've done that too. Yeah, and it sounds very similar to what you were saying, like a tent that's already been made up for you, where you have some facilities very close by. It's really luxurious, I would say. And we did it also very close to the sea. Not as close
Yeah.
as you though, but we didn't hear the sea anymore. What I still remember of this particular trip was that we had like the worst um, like weather in the night with like lightning and thunder. And
Oh,
if
really? Yeah.
if you're in a tent, yeah, with all that water, it really makes a lot of noise, and you really see every flashlight because yeah, it is still just a tent, you know. And I thought,
Yeah.
yeah, in a hotel, we wouldn't have had this experience. This is pretty fun. The kids were maybe a little bit scared though, but
Yeah.
for the
Can
grown-ups, it was
imagine.
fun.
I would
Yeah,
have been too. Yeah.
yeah. It certainly was impressive. I've never seen a lightning storm like that one. It's just like a lightning,
Oh,
I
okay.
think,
Yeah.
every 2 or 3 seconds or something. It was really above our heads, and when the light came, it was immediately. So it was really above us.
Really close. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it
For
was
sure,
fun.
something to remember.
Yeah, indeed. And that's something
There,
that you
there,
only
oh,
see
sorry.
in, and that's something that you only get when, yeah, you're in a tent, I think.
Yeah, when you're out in the nature.
Yeah. So
There
here,
was one comment by Chester about any memorable beer drinks. So I think he's referring to the location.
Mhm.
If you would say you had one beer or drink you remember the most, which one would that be?
Well, I think Kaneko brought something with him that I drank. It was a kind of a long drink, I think, but I don't remember the name anymore. Something that you should only put a little bit in a glass and do lots of ice with it. But Kaneko, if you're still here, maybe you can share the
I
name of
think
the
it's
drink.
called Abero or something like that.
Abero? Yeah, I really don't know anymore.
Yeah,
And for
maybe he
you,
can correct us.
Christoph?
For me, I think it would be still the beer on the boat. So
Yeah,
the drink wasn't that special, but everything else was very special. So I
everything
think, yeah,
around it.
this was a special moment. And we had a few of them on the boat.
Yeah, indeed. If we're staying on topic of like the drinks and the food, how was that little cake that we ate all day called
Pastel de nata.
pastel nata? Yeah. Oh man, that was so
Oh,
good.
wow.
Yeah, that was the best.
I could eat this all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
That's something very special.
yeah, same.
Wow.
I think it isn't that special in Portugal, but
Yeah.
if you're from outside Portugal and you get one, it's really really cool.
Yeah, I already noticed for I think 5 or 6 years since the first time I went to Portugal, and since then I'm always looking forward. But this was special now, having Kaneko and Nuno showing us the real good one. This was really cool, and I still remember the sound.
Yeah,
Let me see what's the camera here. If you push it a
crackers.
little bit and the sound it makes, yeah, which you have to check before you eat it, yeah.
I thought it was really funny that Nuno checked it every time. Like, is this a
Yeah.
good one? Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, we can eat
Yeah.
this. I wonder what he would have done. Like, it's not a good one. Like, throw it away or something.
I still eat it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you brought some home from the airport?
No, I wanted to, but there was such a long line at the airport to get them. It was like a really long line, and I thought, hey, we have these at home too. And probably those of the airport won't be the same as the ones that the fresh ones that we had. So I thought, okay, let's get them like in a Portuguese store here. That'll also be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought some home from the airport. And yeah, as you said, of course, they weren't as good as the ones that we had with Nuno and Kaneko, but they
Still
weren't
tasty.
okay. And
Still
yeah, my
tasty.
wife still liked them, and I also brought two to my parents. So
Oh wow, you gave everybody a little bit of an introduction to Portugal. That's good.
yeah, my wife already knew them as well, but my parents didn't, so it was also new for them, and they also loved it.
Cool.
Yeah, so every time any one of you if you go to Portugal, check out the pastel de nata, and everybody there will know what this is, and you will get it like everywhere.
Yeah, and
It's just amazing.
yeah, and everybody will love you if you suggest that. There's
Yeah.
if somebody doesn't like this, they just don't like food, and they shouldn't be your friends or family.
No, you
I
should
think,
quit immediately. Yeah.
yeah, indeed. Just
Although if it's your wife, yeah,
yeah,
just goodbye.
yeah. Cut your losses. You know, you might have had a couple of good years, but nothing's good gonna come anymore. So
Yeah,
just
you
go.
can thank us later.
Yeah, indeed. and eat a pastel nata with us. Eh?
Yeah,
We like it.
and send us a photo.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, Christoph, I know that your time was a little bit limited, and we are at the limit, more or less,
Yes.
of that
Do we
time.
have maybe one more thing that you want to talk about, or maybe a last question? Let me
Let's
see if there's anything.
I don't think there were any questions here. Yeah, and I'm afraid if we do like another subject, Christoph, our subjects always
Yeah.
take 20 minutes or something. So
That's true. Yeah. So
then you're
maybe it's a
certainly be
good
late.
time to stop. Indeed.
It's been fun to do like a small chat with you again, Christoph. Yeah, obviously we talked a lot on the larvacation as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And
So
I guess we'll do another of these in a couple of weeks or so.
yeah, sure. And think then also a little bit more will happen in the time in between. I don't think we will have another larvacation that soon,
But maybe pastel nata.
yeah, this could be.
This could be, yeah. Okay, Christoph, thanks for the
I
talk.
hope so. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you too. Thank you so
And
much for being here again, for sharing those moments with us. And yeah, see you around.
bye-bye.